Hi, Derek Evans here, your author at hopeithelps.org, and today is Friday, so it's time for your Friday meditation practice. For my practice on Friday, I focus on what we call detachment and non-judgment. Now, these two things are very closely related. Of course, I'm coming off of my most stressful day of the week, which is Thursday, and so Friday is a really good day to practice this. You sort of get a dump of adrenaline on the day that you're most stressed out or that you have the most excitement, which is what stress and anxiety really is. It's just excitement with a little bit of nervousness in there. So you get to dump all that, and then the next day is sort of it's an easier day to be detached because I've already experienced the high range of emotion, and so kind of coming to that detached low range is easier for me on Fridays, and I can become detached and be without judgment very, very easily. This is also called the witness. You may see that referenced, or you may want to Google that if you want to read more about this. But from this perspective of detachment, what we're doing is we're removing a whole bunch of layers of crap that only exist in our mind. And an example with being attached to something that I use in the blog post is going to the store. So let's say it's a holiday, you're at home, you're working on a project, and you get in the car to go to a store, and you realize, as you got in the car and you started to drive off, that you're not sure if that store is open. Maybe it's a local hardware store. It's a national holiday. Maybe they're open, maybe they're not. And so while you're in the car, you're thinking to yourself, gosh, I really hope they're open so I can just finish this project. And in doing that, you become attached to that very specific result. Now, we do this all day long. We do this all day long. When you drive to Starbucks, if you find out that the Starbucks is closed, how are you going to feel? You're pretty much attached to the outcome of Starbucks being open and you being able to get the drink that you want or the food that you want. Now, chances are there's another Starbucks that is open because they're even open on Christmas Day. Maybe that's a bad example. But we become attached to things all the time. We expect people to react in certain ways to the things that we do for them or to them or with them. We expect that certain things will taste good, or when we go to a restaurant that we're going to get a meal that it'll be extremely delicious. We attach ourselves to lots of things. And the more that we can undo that, the better. And that's what today's meditation practice is about. It's about taking our rigid expectations, and instead of them being just this one little teeny tiny dot, which is what it represents, that teeny tiny rigid expectation that you have, and open that up to the whole universe of possibilities, infinite possibilities that exist. So the example, you're driving to the store, local hardware store. You're not sure if it's open. It's a national holiday. You're like, gosh, I really hope it's open. If you get there and it's closed, what's going to happen? Your one little dot, your little rigid expectation isn't there. So what happens? There's nothing else. Because you were only expecting that little dot of possibility. If that's not there, then you've got nothing else based on that expectation. So you might feel angry. You might be frustrated. Some people will even feel victimized. Some people will even feel that this was done to them, that someone did this to them. And this happens regularly to us because, like I said, we have so many things that we expect to go a certain way. The other way to do that, the less attached way, the way that allows you to have more of your mental energy and therefore more of your physical energy and more of your life energy, is to be open to all possibilities. You're in the car, you're on the way, you realize the store might not be open. So you say to yourself, okay, it might not be open today, which means I'll just come back tomorrow or the next day. Well, I'll take care of it later. If they're not open, then I'll have more time to do this. I'll be able to go read a book. I'll be able to go sit by the beach. I'll be able to go play with my kids. I'll be able to do a different project. So you immediately go to the next best thing. You have no attachment to that original situation, no attachment at all. You immediately go to the next best thing. And this is how nature works. All of nature works this way. When water is flowing, think about the flow of water. When water is flowing, if it meets resistance, it piles up and it goes to the lowest point. Very simply, there's no attachment to going a certain direction. It just flows wherever the flow goes. And that's what people mean when they say going with the flow. So when you can detach, then you can give yourself a much better opportunity to enjoy life, because you're not looking at just that one dot. You're looking at the whole range of possible outcomes. Now, we talk about, non-judgment being very closely related to detachment, and it is, but it is also different. They have sort of the same result. They both will give you more of your mental energy. You can buy back a ton of your mental energy and create extreme quietness in your internal dialogue. You can get rid of a lot of the turbulence by practicing non-judgment. But it is a little bit different, because with judgment, we tend to judge everything we see. It's the first thing that we do. When we see someone, when we see something, we judge it. Do we like this? Is this good? Is this bad? Is the person tall, short, fat, skinny, good looking, not so good looking? We have so many different things that we try to label. And every label is a judgment. Every single label is a judgment that you put on someone. Now, when title is different, but when you judge someone, you're labeling them. So what we want to try to do with the judgments is practice as much non-judgment as possible. Because when we judge things, that expends mental energy, and it does us absolutely no good. By judging things, you don't do yourself any good whatsoever. And practicing non-judgment is very difficult because, like I said, we do judge just about every single thing that we see, every single thing that we experience, we judge. But if we can tie this in to our Thursday meditation practice of surrender and acceptance, if we accept things, it's easier to not judge them, because we don't have to label it as good or bad, or great, or horrible, or fat or skinny, pretty, ugly. We don't have to do that. We can just see things. This is where the witness comes in. We can just see things the way they are. When you see something, just see it. Don't judge it. Just look at it and just see it. And that's it. And so one of the tools that I use, and I use this every day, but I especially use it on Fridays because we're talking about centering thoughts. Our meditation mantra, our theme for the day for Friday is detachment and non-judgment. So I will waken that up more on Fridays. But every day I do this at least once. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath. Just release all that judgment that's in you. Let it all go. And then when you open your eyes, don't judge a thing. Just see everything, and that's it. Your only job when you open your eyes with this tool is to just see everything. Just focus on that one sense. Just see as much as you can. And when you open your eyes are going to kind of look everywhere, because you're just seeing. You're not judging. You're going to see the trees, the sky, the road. Your eyes might go a little bit crazy when you use this tool, but it allows you to see everything and judge nothing, which is part of being the witness. That's what the witness is about. And Deepak Chopra has described the witness as being like an alien journalist. So if you follow Deepak at all, you probably heard him talk about this. Pretend you're an alien journalist, and you're an alien who's sent to Earth. You have no idea what's good or bad. You don't even know what that means. And you're just here to observe and take notes. So when you see someone getting into a fight, you wouldn't say, "Oh no, this is bad. I'm nervous because there's a fight taking place." You would just say, "These two people are taking an aggressive stance towards one another. They're shouting at each other. They're making loud noises toward one another." And that's the way you would look at it. So you could be the alien journalist. That's a way to be the witness. So the centering thought for today: I am not attached to outcomes. Say this 7 to 10 times before the meditation, and 7 to 10 times after, until it really, really sinks in. Today I am not attached to any outcomes. Just today. I'm going to not allow myself to be attached to any outcome. And when I notice myself being attached to an outcome, I'm going to stop that and say, "No, it's okay. Whatever happens is okay. I will find the next best thing. I always will." The meditation mantra for today is: I witness all and judge nothing. Allow yourself to see everything. See everything, always, but judge nothing. If you can accomplish that on Friday or integrate this into your practice, I really think this is one of those things similar to Thursday's practice of surrender, that you can definitely use in your practice somewhere. This is one of those things that kind of has to be in there. It's so important because it takes away so much negative energy and so many negative thoughts and allows for so much more mental energy and therefore life energy to flow. Happy meditating. I hope it helps. Namaste.